I think he'll get in. I think he will.
I think he's going to get in. I also, the Leafs are my pick in this series to finally get out of the first round be a major upset.
Oh, yeah. Before we get into our picks for the first round, we should say our Prince of Pomegranate, Mr. Arashmo Marzadeh, is not on the podcast this week.
We're doing a Zoom podcast. He couldn't fire up his laptop.
He's having... He's also partaking in a group chat fantasy hockey draft as we speak. While he's up in Whistler celebrating him and Katie's anniversary, but she's actually teaching a yoga class online, so he is tucked away watching sports. But I feel like
he couldn't hop on.
Geeta, it's such a mood killer when you just hear your partner loudly enunciating NHL players and cliches and
while you're in the child's pose.
Just takes it all out of you. So we'll try and get Arash to call in a bit later. But yeah, he's off. It's wedding season. Him and I have to go on an excursion to buy ourselves new suits for the summer.
Where are you going?
Well, he wants to go to the outlet mall like a cheap bastard, and I'm going to try and find an in-between, but that is a date that we're going to have in the next 2 months.
Oh, how fun.
We're both gonna get the exact same suit because it'll be a 2-for-1, and then we'll be standing together.
You'll just trade ties?
Yeah, exactly. I'll wear a red one. He'll wear a blue one. We'll forget which the colors those signify, and then we'll both pick orange, and that'll be perfect. But Geeta, I don't know about you, but I got tired of the 2-month Canucks playoff push that never seemed to end and never seemed to die. So I am excited to watch real hockey between really good teams. And games that matter. It's very fun. It started tonight.
If they made their playoff push as of today, when the real playoffs started, and took it 2 months, we'd be well into July. I want to see the Canucks play in July.
Oh, extra late. Just the way we like it. Right in the middle of a heat dome. Ice so bad it's been converted to roller hockey. But I say we just dive on into this, Geets, because there's 8 match. Yes,
there's 2 games not on today.
That's correct. So far today, it is Monday when we're recording this, and when you listen to it on Tuesday, you know what have happened. You know what has happened,
right?
But the Tampa Bay Lightning lose 5-0 to the Toronto Maple Leafs. An astonishing game, like I was saying.
Who do you think was the Leafs' best player?
Wasn't Soupy, because the Tampa Bay Lightning did not look all that remarkable. That's the thing. It was you had your top line producing. Mitch Marner finally scored a goal in the playoffs. Austin Matthews is scoring the same type of goals he was in the regular season. They're standing up to the dangerous Tampa Bay Lightning. Sheldon Keefe, your borderline violence was matched, and you just hope when you see Morgan Riley in the penalty box asking for a bag of ice and then going to the dressing room that it's nothing too serious, because I can't think of a worse way to leave the playoffs injured than getting in a fight with Patrick Maroon, of all people.
Oh no.
Lovable husky boy, but you It's not how you. It's just like Kevin Bieksa. What do you do when you put John Scott in the lineup in the playoffs to play defense? You skate around him. You should be skating around Patrick Maroon. Do not engage. But again, this is a series. We can just say right now, I know I have picked the Toronto Maple Leafs to win this game.
Yeah.
Or this series.
This game or the series? Okay. Yeah.
What about you?
I've picked the Leafs to win this series. I think I'm picking the Leafs in. Somehow they're not in my list. Oh, there they. I'm picking the Leafs in 7. I didn't think it would be that easy for them to get past the Lightning, because these are the defending champions after all.
Yeah.
2-time defending champions.
The common thread, Geeta, are the Bolts tired? Only time will tell.
But they rest their best players. players all year.
And they also, that's how they say, they rest their players, and they save their money too.
So are they just rusty?
Or are they just thrifty? It's the question that you ask the Tampa Bay Lightning every single year. I also have them winning the series. I have the Toronto Maple Leafs winning the series just because I can't think of another heartbreaking way for them to lose.
No, honestly, it would be better for them not to go to a game 7. That typically doesn't go their way. Not that they're like, we're at least like a week and a half from that happening, but it would be great if they showed up with another dominant performance. But regardless, it's still the Leafs, and they could go up 2-0, and Leafs against the Lightning, and it doesn't mean that it's a sure thing.
No, like nothing about this series has sure thing written all over it, because it's just chaos. And just like the Leafs regular season, doesn't matter what happens. All that matters is the playoffs. Playoffs start. Doesn't matter what happens in game 1. It's talk about it and break it down when it's over, because every single year we see some sort of heartbreaking collapse. And we've seen it too many times. They gotta do something right. And
Sorry. I was going to say, we come back on next Monday, and the complexion of this team could have, this series could entirely change.
Yeah. And it would make perfect sense, and it would make no sense at the same time. But it's just chaos.
That's the best way to describe it. It could literally, anything could happen. And you're like, yeah, that makes total sense, and it could be the most bizarre thing in the world.
Of course, yes. Vasilevsky could get 3 straight shutouts from between right now and our next podcast. I'm like, well, yeah, obviously it's the best goalie in the world, and it's the Toronto Maple Leafs. But God, is that strange? I have the Leafs winning this in 7 games, and I just feel this is the year where they finally get over the hump, and it's like you can only watch a team have heartbreaking exits year after year, and then the year they finally get over it, they beat the Cup champs, they beat the team that has stolen their jersey motif.
Yeah,
and then you got to play the Florida Panthers in the next round. I was gonna
say, they probably get handed to the Bruins on a platter. Not that I'm picking the Bruins this year, but I feel like it's not a cup victory for the Leafs unless it's through the Bruins.
Yeah, and so the fact that they got to go through Tampa means, well, that's great, but it's not the Bruins, so now you have to play the team that's likely going to win the Stanley Cup, the Florida Panthers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you somehow get past them,
then
that's
give them
also
the Stanley
most
Cup.
Leaf thing ever. Then you're probably playing the Bruins. Then we're turning our TVs off for the finals, because the Bruins are in the finals again.
The Eastern Conference Championship Bruins versus Maple Leafs, and in the West it's Calgary versus Minnesota or St. Louis or something.
Man.
That's a Chris Pronger St. Louis Blues President's Trophy year right there. Speaking of the likely...
I'm just so deflated all of a sudden after one game. I was like, that's exactly how it's going to work out.
We waited all year for this?
Damn it, Leafs. You did this to us. You won the whole playoffs because you won game 1.
Well, and we are more than inclined to have that response based on how chaotic these Leafs in this series is going to be.
It's the butterfly effect. Whatever happens here affects the entire NHL.
Whoa, Austin Matthews, don't score those goals. Mitch Marner's scoring playoff goals.
Ramifications on the West Coast.